information that we normally would either online or at that separate parent meeting. But the reason why we wanted to combine as a group is we talk about this being a family, but I think it's important that we set the same expectations for parents to know exactly what we expect of the kids, and the kids hear the exact same conversation. And it's also being recorded right here. So we've got all of the steps of it laid out. Before we get started, we got 2 recognitions that we want to do. Our first one is we have one runner who is at 503 miles. This is from the beginning of May till Sunday. Some will get 500 before. Yashad also got 500, but he's at 503. So for the parents to understand who are new, we have the tradition that we ring the gong to recognize people who've been working hard and doing what they're supposed to be doing.
I can't go all out. Right?
Yeah, you can. Go for it. All right. And then someone else who has been just kicking butt, getting everything organized, keeping us on track, making sure I'm held accountable to things. Miss Thibault has done an incredible job this summer. She's taken over from our retired wonderful president, who I saw in the crowd a second ago, but I don't know where she went. Oh, never mind. All right. Okay. All right. So if you want to ring the gong. So we actually have an alumni here who I invited to say a couple of words about cross country as a sport, about how hard you work. So Izzy wanted to say she was a 4-year runner. She ran at state every year of her time here. She won 3 state championships with our team and has been an excellent leader for Cambridge. So if you want to say a couple words.
Oh my gosh, so thrilling. So you really get into this, what you put, like you get out of it what you put into it. So if you're that involves like what you eat, how much water you drink during the day, you know, when you choose to go to sleep, if you choose to stay on TikTok for another hour before you go to bed, all of that really plays into how well you're gonna do in this sport. So, you know, if you want to be a good runner, you just can't come out here and practice like a good runner. You need to do other things in your day and develop habits to make you into a successful runner. So if you want to be a successful athlete, you have to live like one. And so yeah, if that's something you want for yourself, go do that. Have a great season and go win state this year, boys and girls.
All right, there we go. Thank you, Izzy.
Yeah.
And what she said is so true. Everything you put into it in the time away from practice, my old coach always said the other 22 hours that you're not at practice. We have 2 hours a day, but you take care of yourself the other 22 hours. So I wanted to introduce the coaches. I'm Brad Coulter. I'm the head coach. My email is coulterb@fultonschools.org, and we'll send out this paper because we didn't want to make copies not knowing how many people would be here. So we'll send it out to all of you. If you need to contact me, you can contact me there, or the easier way is Remind. I feel like one of my weakest things as a coach is my email response time. So please feel free to send me reminds because I'm a lot quicker on that. Lyle's nodding at me because, yeah. And then if our other coaches, our assistant head coach, Coach LeBlanc, you want to introduce yourself?
Sorry. Hi, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Coach LeBlanc. As Coach Coulter said, I'm the assistant head coach. You can also reach me through Remind if you ever want to contact me or through my email. I actually work over at Hopewell Middle School. So I actually see maybe a few faces of students I had last year, freshmen coming in. So super excited to see y'all and have y'all join our family. But yeah, this is going to be my 3rd year with the program and super excited for the season.
I'm Coach Bob. I've had the opportunity to be with the program now for 4 years. This will be my 4th season. Tremendous group of kids. The work ethic and the dedication that's shown translates into the results in the courses, but it also translates into the relationships and the development. Terrific group of young people. So looking forward to the season, everybody. Thank you.
I'm Coach Muda, and I work at the school. I'm an English teacher. So you can reach me through Remind as well and my email. But I just want to say your children have totally motivated me. They are just awesome athletes, wonderful people. Like they're so kind and generous, and personally, that is something to practice in your lifestyle as well as athletes, and humble. So I think they're extraordinary, and I'm so excited to be a part of it.
Hey y'all, I'm Coach Manos. I also work here. I'm a world history teacher, 10th grade. My classroom is literally right there, next to Coach Coulter's. And this is my second year at the school, first year coaching. I'm an assistant coach, and I'm just really excited to be here. Y'all are a great team, and it's been a great week so far, and I can't wait for the rest of the season.
And Coach Wilson has been with us for 5 years, and she'll be back this week, but I had to figure out some stuff with the badge at the county. So our Booster Club email is boosterclub@cambridgexc.com. The president is Stephanie DeBow. She just rang the gong, so you'll be able to recognize her after. Our vice presidents are Chuck Gint and Bob Pickerel. I know Bob is here. Is Chuck here too? Bob is at camp. We have the title of Trail Boss, so Bob has earned the title of Trail Boss. He's in charge of our trail now, which is awesome. He led that, if you came out to volunteer the other day, he led that cleanup day. And then Jenny Fettis is our treasurer. She is over there. And then Christy Spencer is our secretary, and she's the one who does all the communication. So they're over at the table right over there. So important things to understand is we need to be both cleared on physicals and registered on Pickle Juice to be a part of the team. I think a lot of people have done that, but if you haven't gotten to register for Pickle Juice, try to do it before you leave here today, because Pickle Juice is the way that we figure out what size jerseys we need for kids, how we get the payment in for the team, all of the things that we do as a team we need from that list of Pickle Juice. CAA memberships. We don't require any sort of fundraising, so we encourage people to join the CAA. There is a suggested minimum donation of $125. You can also separate that out into cross country and track or cross country and lacrosse if you have multiple sports. But in order to not do some sort of fundraiser where kids have to sell something, we've encouraged people to do that. The player fee goes directly to Cambridge High School Athletics. That's $70, and that is done through the website, and that is listed in the same instructions that I've got on here. The most important thing is the Dragonfly. Most of you guys have done a great job. I know the system is frustrating. Everyone knows the system is frustrating. It's what Georgia mandated. So as a state, Georgia was like, we're all using the same system, which makes sense to use the same system. We just wish it was a better system. I know a lot of you have been like, well, why is this form rejected? I know it's frustrating. If you can bear with us. The good thing now is it does it for the whole year instead of just the one season. So it used to be we take papers and do one season. Now at least if you do a second sport, it's all done for that second sport as well. So that's the one positive Dragonfly. All right, communication, like we said, the best way the Booster Club communicates stuff out is over our email. The way, I'm gonna move into the middle, so can you still, is that cool?
Yeah.
All right, because I know it's a little loud. The best way that I send stuff out is over Remind. So we have 2 reminds. If you can only be signed up for one of the reminds, so all of the kids should be on Bears XC21. If you have your phones and want to do that now, the kids should be on Bears XC21. The parents should be on Bears XC21P. I know it's weird that we have them split, but we have a limit of 150 people on each. So if we go over, if parents are on both, then we won't be able to actually have a remind. It once we hit 150, it stops letting me actually send things out. So we need to keep it at that under 150. But Remind is the way that I send stuff out. You get it immediately. That's the way that I communicate a lot of any changes or anything else that happens with the team. All right, so once we get into the practice and the season, we will break everybody up into running groups after we get through our time trial on Saturday. The time trial is really important for a few different reasons. One is that we get a pace chart, we put it into a calculator, we get them very specific VO2 max paces that are based on how they ran at the time trial. So it's a really specific chart. Do you have you want to show up the chart or no? It's okay. We have a chart that kids can go and say, I'm at this number, I know exactly what I'm supposed to be running today. So we'll do that after we do our time trial on Saturday. The other helpful thing of the time trial is that we get to see what a meet will look like at home in a very calm condition versus the first meet being like, here you go, we're at Pickens Preview. So the goal is that kids get an idea of they need to be on the start line at a certain time. Here's the warm-up we do as a team. All of those first-time jitters we try to get out together on our trail as opposed to at a real meet for the first time. And then also it's an awesome opportunity for parents to get really involved, to be around the course, seeing your kids run. It's a really fun experience. So talking about practice and our meet policies, like we talked about, you get out what you put into it. So you must be at practice. It is very important you're at practice. Doctor's appointments are excused. Religious holidays or major religious events obviously are more important. If your sister is getting married, we understand that that's more important than any individual practice. So those are excused. What's not excused are club meetings, scheduled extra help sessions. All of those things, we leave our schedule very open in the afternoon and morning so that people can do that. So you need to schedule those things outside of practice. So like we do Monday afternoon, but then Tuesday morning on purpose. So that way, if you have something, try to schedule with teachers or tutors Tuesday afternoon, Friday afternoon, things like that, so that it leaves it so that you guys have time to take kids to appointments and things like that, but then also you're not missing practice. That's why we stagger the schedule in the morning and afternoon along with the heat. So our attendance policy, we get one unexcused absence is a warning. A second unexcused absence is missing the next meet. And then a third, we discussed if you'll continue with the team. Now, we did implement a personal day. Every good job in the world has a personal day. So if you tell me in advance or tell one of the other coaches, hey, on this day, I want to go to a concert, no questions asked, that is your one personal day for the season. We know that things like that come up and we don't want to be tyrants about it. So that's why we include that personal day so that they can say, hey, I've got this thing, I want to take it, or I've got to study for this test, so I'm taking my personal day today. Mandatory practice began last week, but we really start taking attendance this week. Again, illness, doctor's appointments, religious commitments, a funeral, all of that stuff is excused. Anything outside of that is an unexcused absence, and we can talk through. It's like the SAT. I understand the SAT, again, more important than any one cross-country meet. All right, meet absence, we need to communicate clearly, same thing. Practice time, we meet at 3:45 on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then we meet on Tuesday and Friday at 5:55. So tomorrow morning we'll be here early. We'll get our hard work out in when it's still cool outside. And then that way they have the afternoon off to do other stuff. Saturdays, if we don't have a meet, we will meet at 8 a.m., typically at Summit Hill Elementary School. All right, and you can't let us know afterward that you're taking it personally. That's important to know. Also, we encourage you to leave your valuables in cars or in the locker room or in your lockers at school. Although a lot of people leave their bags over there, we do run away from that area. A lot of times somebody stays there, but we do leave that area, so we want to make sure that people aren't losing stuff or having things stolen. I would love to assume that no one at Cambridge High School would steal anything, but it has happened, so make sure that we lock things in lockers. All right, do we have any major questions about the stuff I already went over? I'm talking a lot today, so I don't want to... Yes? Thank you. So Mason brought up a great point. For at least the next 6 weeks, we are going to offer an extra Thursday morning practice as an alternative to the afternoon. It is not mandatory. If you don't want to get up super early, then you can just stay for the afternoon practice like normal. I rearranged our entire workout schedule to have Thursday long runs on Thursday because it makes more sense for our training. On Saturdays, we want to be prepared to race. That's why we're doing our hard workouts then. But I also realized that with this heat in the afternoon around Cambridge, it's going to be hard to get a quality long run in. So we're going to offer an alternative morning practice at the Greenway. Coach Muda and I are going to go very early on Thursday morning. And this was recommended by the kids this early, so this was not our idea. It is going to be 5:30 check-in, 5:35 drills. So I'll do the questionnaire for COVID. Again, it is optional. We'll be there, but the kids don't have to. But it's a good way. If you're serious about getting a long run, it's going to be a lot easier there than after school on the roads around here. So if you have questions about that, I'm happy to answer afterward. Next is the clothing. So you may see a lot of the kids who've been running for a while wear very lightweight clothing, dry fit shirts and tank tops, running shorts of a thin material. I mean, some go a little obscenely shorts. Yeah, those aren't even shorts. He's USA supporting from the Olympics, but pretty short shorts. But that kind of stuff makes it a lot easier to run. If you go to the Nike outlets, the 5 or 7 inch shorts for guys, And then girls specific, Coach LeBlanc could probably talk about a little bit more, but make it way easier to run in this heat than like, I know I showed up first day in basketball shorts, like 13-inch basketball shorts, and was just sweating like crazy. So it's helpful to have lighter weight clothing that you can run in. The other thing, it's nice that our sport doesn't require a lot, but good running shoes are really important. Going and getting fitted at least once for the running shoes that help them the most, getting sized at either Big Peach, Roadrunner, or one of those great running stores, that helps to get us set up, that then you can buy them on Amazon afterward, but at least once getting the right shoe for them, getting them sized for them and fitted for the right shoe so that they're healthy over the long term. Running shoes last about 400 or 500 miles, which for somebody who's training a lot is somewhere between 4 and 6 months. So depending on how much your kid runs, like Dylan just said he ran 5:03 this summer, so he probably needs a new pair starting this fall. All right, water. Izzy brought it up. Water is extremely important. I mean, it is 91 degrees at 5 p.m. today. 91 degrees. So we need to hydrate, and it's got to be every waking hour hydration, not just like, oh, 2 hours before practice, I'm going to start chugging water bottles. It's in the morning, it's at night after practice, refueling for the next day. It's taking care of yourself so when you're at practice, you're able to perform at your best. Not having cramps, not having like heat exhaustion issues. Hydration fixes a lot of that. It also just makes us healthier in general. Every runner should have somewhere between half and really at this heat about the same amount of ounces of their body weight. So like at 150, I should be having 150 ounces a day to be hydrated for this kind of running after school. Other thing is eating. We're gonna have a lot of talks with the kids about it, but really monitoring that kids are getting enough calories. It's really hard for runners to figure out when they're sweating and working out this much, how much they should have. A lot of people operate on like what's on the side of a package. If a runner running at the mileage you're running has like 1,500 calories, which isn't that like the recommended like adults?
Yeah, so really,
Yeah.
yes. So as athletes though, a lot of y'all don't realize just how many calories you're burning at practice and just throughout the day. Like I know a lot of y'all have Apple Watches, but that only really tracks your movement calories. It's not even counting the calories you're making like just standing up like this or even sitting down, you're still burning calories. So really, y'all should be eating anywhere like, especially kind of depending on your body weight and like male or female, like some of y'all will be getting up to like that 3,000 calories a day.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you're going at like what it recommends on the side of packages, you're like severely at a calorie deficit. And if you feel like you're losing weight, that's why. We want to make sure we maintain a healthy weight. We don't want to be one of those programs that's like has starved people and it's success is the only thing that matters. We want to create healthy runners who are eating plenty and making sure they're taking really good care of themselves. That's our goal. I mean, when we get to meets, you'll see like there are programs where people are like bone thin. We don't want to be like that. We want healthy muscle and keeping our runners fit and healthy for the long term so they love running after they graduate high school. All right, our schedule. We are going to have our time trial on Saturday. We'll have team pictures next 19th is that Thursday? Oh, I've got it right here, but is that Thursday or Wednesday, 19th? Thursday? Okay. So we'll give out uniforms early next week. We have our new uniforms. They are awesome. They are super lightweight. JV uniforms are a white top with navy shorts. Everything is Nike again, so it's very lightweight compared to the old Asics. We'll have our first race on the 21st at the Pickens Preview. We'll do our mountain run as a team. That is a tradition we brought back from camp, where the whole team together runs up a mountain, and then we do a team talk at the top of the mountain. We're going back to Stone Mountain this year, and that is on August 28th. So August 28th, you can put on your calendar. Parents are welcome to come too. It's a fun thing to hike, and then everybody's at the top together as a team. Julia Jack, a runner who graduated a long time ago, went to camp, saw the experience, and was like, we need to bring this back to everyone. So it's been a fun thing that we've done together as a whole team. I'm not going to go through everything, but the big dates. Region is October 23rd at Bowling Park. So Region is October 23rd at Bowling Park. Put that on your calendar. That is a book day. And then we just want to go ahead and put on our calendars November 6th, state. Since we've been here, we have not missed a state trip. And I don't think any of us intend to this year, right?
No.
Okay. So, time trial we talked about. Again, parent participation. We love our parents to be involved. We can't operate as a team without it. Our booster club works super hard to make sure behind the scenes everything is ready for the team and the kids. So any way that you guys want to get involved and help the booster club, please do. There's lots of volunteer opportunities we'll send out. I think there's a sign-up sheet as well. And then finally, we've got our lettering system. So we used to have a very complex point system that I inherited and never really understood. So we were just like, that seems right. Last year, Coach LeBlanc and I sat down and we're like, we're having a simple system anyone can understand. So our lettering system now is, if you compete for 2 varsity races, you earn a letter in cross country. If you hit the qualifying time for girls of 21:30 or break 18 for the guys, that is a varsity letter. If you're a senior who ran all 4 years at Cambridge High School, that's worth a letter. And then if you had perfect attendance of summer runs in person and all season practice besides the personal day, then that counts for a letter. Any additional thing that we see fit, we award. And our trainers who work all season and sacrifice their trainers, can you stand up? Our trainers are excited to help you guys get better, and they earn a letter for their sacrifice that they're giving time for you guys. So. All right, so our last order of business before we close out is approving the budget, correct? Do you want that sheet back?
Not any of the sheet back, but hopefully all the parents had an opportunity to see. We had a copy of the budget on the table. You can take a picture of it with your phone, but we do have to officially approve the budget. So, would anyone like to make a motion to approve the budget? Awesome. Do we have a second?
Sure.
Second. All right. All approved, raise your hand. Anybody say no? Okay, thank you.
Awesome. Yes.
I do not think I have. I don't know. But I don't think I've paid that Fulton County fee.
Okay, so if you want to talk to them after any registration questions, Dragonfly, Coach LeBlanc and I can handle. Any registration questions, if you want to ask the parents over at the table from the Booster Club, they can walk you through it. We would love to just like square everything away today so they don't have to hunt people down later. Makes everything a lot easier. So in closing, the other coaches said a little bit about it. This is one of the greatest groups of kids like assembled in a school. Our team, we've been very fortunate to have amazing kids who work very hard. It is hard. I mean, like, this is almost full-time job level of taking care of yourself, prepping, working, pushing each other. And our position as a team has always been, we want every individual to find the best version of themselves. And if everybody's bettering themselves, then at the end of the day, we'll be competitive as a group, pushing each other as a group. But it's everybody working to their best self is our most important thing above any trophy or medal. Those things come when you work hard. I mean, we've got 5 state championships in 4 years from that, but the goal is really focused on every person bettering themselves. And these kids are amazing. We love getting to coach them. So anything we can do for them, and if you guys want to be as involved as possible, we love it. So thanks for being a part of the Sleuth. And any other questions, you can either ask us or at the table over there. So have a great one. Thanks for coming out.